Our Collision 2017 coverage is proudly powered by Monster Products. Find the headphones and speakers that match your style at PLUGHITZlive.com/monster.
Anyways, but our next interview is here. Hi.
Yes.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, man.
Can you please introduce yourself for us?
My name is Mark Lugo. I'm the CEO of Sports Digital Entertainment. We're a company, an international company, because I'm actually in Barcelona. My partner's in New York. Angel Hidon is my partner. And that's it. We've been around for about 3 years already. Most of those years have been consumed with a lot of research and development, because we're not just trying to do something. We're trying to do something that will be a real something, and not to say that there's fake somethings, but it's a really intricate system.
But what is the system? What is?
We're setting up we call it a system, but it's more of a gaming platform.
Okay.
And it's called Baller's Life. And Baller's Life is basically it's a way for the normal person and not just a kid to play a game based on the income streams and salaries of ballers like Allen Iverson, who's a baller still, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, a lot of football players. Because we found through our research for the game that even professional players don't know how to manage their money, what to invest in, what kind of opportunities are out there, the hidden costs and expenses associated with buying something. For example, I spoke with a professional football player who bought his mother and his two aunts Bentleys and figured, okay, I have $1 million to spend on 3 Bentleys. I'll go buy them Bentleys. And then the aunt and the mother started saying, hey, I don't have $5,000 for an oil change every month.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't have, a couple of $100 to polish the car every week. It gets expensive. And the reason why it gets expensive is when you buy a Bentley, in order to maintain the integrity of the Bentley, you have to wax it. You have to keep it up. If not, Bentley's going to say your warranty is void.
Right.
So these are little hidden expenses. So when you buy a $300,000 car, you're really buying a $300,000 car that comes with a lot of hidden expenses.
Right.
So I asked this particular football player, what would you do different? He says, I would probably just lease my mother a really nice Mercedes that included oil changes.
Yeah. Because,
I'm retired now. I don't get a big, $12 million check no more. So it's kind of hard when my $35,000 NFL pension comes in and I have to spend $15,000 on oil changes. So Baller's Life is set up into different areas where the actual baller, the user, has to invest money, spend money, and do different things to create to affect the scoring matrix. So LeBron James, he can't just be a baller where he makes a lot of money and invests in a whole bunch of businesses. For him to be appealing to you, he also needs to do things in the hood, charity. He needs to work with sick kids. He needs to do a lot of things. So Baller's Life, for the everyday user, he will be challenged, or she will be challenged, with having to take some money and invest in cancer research, invest in a new watch, because that's going to create his baller status. You can't just, LeBron James, if you see him, you're going to be like, what is he wearing? He's going to be wearing either Louis Vuitton or Gucci, and he's going to affect a lot of people along the way. Right. So it's going to show the normal player, and even the NFL players that I spoke to, and the basketball players. One of our partners is a former NBA player. One of our partners, Diogo, he's a professional soccer player in Portugal. So we've made it so that it makes the life of a baller more interesting and more relevant to why, a person who's making so much millions is not really doing anything effective except, wearing the watches and wearing the clothes and wearing all this other stuff and not doing anything. So a real baller is a guy who's like Magic Johnson, who's able to, make $24 million in the NBA career, versus an Allen Iverson who made $135 million, and today Magic Johnson's worth $500 million. He does a lot of stuff for charity, especially AIDS, because he's an AIDS patient, victim, whatever you want to call him. Allen Iverson A good guy who I spoke to and want to make him part of this company is a guy who, lost $135 million, but he's not broke.
Right.
Allen Iverson signed a really good deal with Reebok, which gives him $35 million at the end of his whatever it is. But he scores a nice contract with Reebok where he's making some serious money. And the irony of that is that Reebok is not really a big player in basketball anymore, but he's still making money because of that. So Ball's Life, in a nutshell, is basically a gaming platform that allows you to play against him in a ranking so that you can challenge him to invest in other type of businesses. While you might outrank him in status because you have more social followers, you have the Bentley where he drives a Mercedes, a Bentley. You pull up to the restaurant. If I pulled up to the conference center today in Lamborghini, everybody would be like, yo, that's the dude that got out of the Lamborghini. If I pull up in a Mercedes, it's still a Mercedes,
Right.
but it's not the
as
same
well-known.
effect.
Yeah.
So you might beat him because your Cadillac of cars includes Bentleys and a lot of exotic stuff, where his stuff is really, conventional Mercedes, the G-Wagon or stuff that you see more than Lamborghinis. So you might be beating him in the status game, but he's got you in the business game because he invested in Wendy's, he invested in McDonald's. His stock portfolio is sick because he bought Snapchat at $9. You follow me? So it's kind of like to teach finance to everybody.
Right.
And eventually we want it to become the go-to tool for anybody. So if you want to move to Miami and you're looking, hey, I have $200,000 to buy a house or $300,000. When you put in Miami, house, home, the zip code, it's going to say, hey, this is a good buy because you're going to make 9% by the next year. Your house is going to be worth 9% more because the Miami market's moving. But, hey, if you're okay with moving to Fort Lauderdale, you can invest $200,000, have a bigger house, and maybe gain 14% equity on your house in a couple of years. So if you could just move to Fort Lauderdale, and this is the stuff that real estate agents and sports agents deal with when LeBron James moves to Miami.
Right.
When he moves to Miami, the first thing that every real estate agent is saying, hey, LeBron, I want to buy, you need to buy this house. And he don't have a way to say, hey, is this guy just a real estate agent that's trying to make money from me? Or is he a real estate agent that really understands my business? And my business is, I'm going to own a house for the time I live in Miami, and I want to know that when I go back to Cleveland, I can sell the house and make money. So that's kind of a tool that we're going to have built into the whole game.
Your target audience is geared towards
Who?
Your target audience for this game, for this.
Yeah.
Who's it geared towards?
Well, everybody wants to be a baller. I mean, you want to be a baller. He wants to be a baller.
Who says I'm not
Everybody
a baller?
around here is a baller. Okay,
says
so
I'm
maybe
not a
you are. Maybe you are a baller. And maybe
I'm an
he
undercover.
look like baller earphones right
those
here.
are
And
my
they didn't put my
headphones.
baller earphones.
Those are
right
They
here.
are
They look
monster
like baller
headphones.
man. I thought I was gonna get those.
Yeah.
No, she is a baller. Those are
Okay,
baller
so you
headphones.
are
I'm an
a baller.
undercover baller.
And
Now everyone knows.
And you know what? We do have a lot of undercover ballers. And I'll give you an example because I saw that. And it's funny because the first development team that we sat down with was 80% women. And she said, well, what about the women? I said, well, do you know who David Beckham's wife is? David Beckham was a soccer player. And who's his wife? His wife is a bigger baller than him. She's a Spice Girl, right? And she's a baller. I mean, she's one of the most influential women in business in the world. And Sofia Vergara, Oprah Winfrey.
Yeah.
I mean, these are people that women are ballers today.
Powerful women.
Yeah. Shakira. Shakira's a baller, and she's married to a baller who happens to be my friend Piqué. And Piqué is a baller, makes a certain amount of money. But Shakira is the baller. She's worth $300 million, and she owns many more businesses than Piqué. But Piqué owns a business that's a mobile gaming company.
I like the idea of this because I'm a gamer. I like games.
Okay.
I feel like this is like when I'm done playing NBA Jams or done playing Madden and I turn the game off, I feel like this is the game that turns on right after. Because what are they doing when they're not playing ball? They're out there, trying to invest in charities. They're buying cars. They're trying to live the baller life. And I feel like if you like games, it's an interesting game, and I'm intrigued in it. How far along are you guys into actually getting everything done and set up and ready to go.
Well, like I said, because of I mentioned that the intricacies of the game and the realism of the game needed to be so right.
Right.
That we had to research so many different markets. We had to research the real estate market. We had to research the stock market. We had to real estate the real lives, and the aspect that ballers do go broke and why. And we found out through research that ballers don't only go broke because they're chasing women and hanging out and, partying or whatever, or the baller is, spending his money on cars or whatever, because these are the real life stories. I mean, I've been in sports and entertainment for 25 years, so I've been with NFL players whose name I can't mention, and we were out chasing women. That's what we do, man, That's part of the ball, but that gets expensive because when you're chasing women, you got to go out and you got to dress the part. So if we go out 4 times a week in Miami and we spend $3,000 on an outfit, 3 times 4, that's $12,000, and you do that a month just on clothes, you're talking about a lot of money that just goes nowhere. That, the $800 shirt and the $1,600 shoes. I used to joke with Warren Sapp because he used to buy like 45 pairs of shoes a month. And there's only 30 days in a month. So, you know what I mean? And he would just donate his shoes to other people on the team.
Yeah.
But it's little things like that. But the one thing that I learned about the pitfalls and the downfalls is that it's not only balling that makes you go broke. And I'll give you an example. Joaquin Hawkins, he's a former NBA player with the Houston Rockets. And he's actually the oldest NBA at the time rookie to enter the NBA. He was 31 years old when he entered the NBA. And when I spoke to Joaquin, I knew his story because he was a guy that was featured on Anthony Robbins' Breakthrough. And his story was, man, he had a nice 4-year run or 3-year run with the NBA and then went to Australia. And New Year's Eve, he wakes up with a stroke and he loses everything. He loses all his money, no player income anymore. He didn't have the right insurance for that type of a medical setback. He lost his mother's house. He lost his house, 3 little girls, and they were living in a hotel room in LBC in California, paying $30 a month, $30 a day, and he would tell me stories about the hotel manager coming in and say, "Yo, Joaquin, man, you got 2 hours to come up with $30," and he's like, "Damn, I was just in the NBA 3 years ago, making all this money, and just to try to rehabilitate myself, I lost all my money, man." They were living in a Dodge 300 for a little while. I mean, 3 girls, your mother, and your wife, and he wasn't a baller. He's with the same girl since high school, who's also a basketballer, and so he wasn't a baller spending his money with his girls. He was spending his money on his girls, his little girls, his wife. Goes broke and lost everything, but thank God Joaquin, he got back on his feet. He signed a deal with the NBA juniors, and he has a hoops camp. I'm not plugging him, but I do want to plug him. But he has a basketball camp in Riverside, California now called Hawks Hoops, and he's blessed, man. He's back in action again, little by little. So those are the things, and he'll be a guy that says, "Mark, I want to be part of this because I want to learn how to invest my money." Even if it's $100 or $100,000, I can tell you right now how to buy stock with $25.
Okay.
People think you need $25,000. That's what we're going to teach on Ballers Life.
Yeah.
And I know I was long-winded, but
it's fine. It's
okay.
Fine. So where do my listeners and my viewers, where do they go to find out more about sports digital entertainment and Ballers Life and all of this stuff?
If they want to find out about the corporate stuff that we're doing, like the business side of our business, then they could go to sportsdigitalentertainment.com. Mm-hmm. If they want to find out about, hey, I want to know when this game is ready, I want to buy the cool shirts that we sell with Ballers Life, because we also have a branding component to this where we sell everything that's Ballers. We're going to have Ballers watch, Ballers sneakers, Ballers t-shirts, Ballers earrings, everything that's a baller. Then they go to ballers.life.
Ballers.life?
Okay.
Yeah, Ballers.life, man. Ballers.life. That's what it is.
Thank you very much, Mark.
Thank you, my
for being
friend,
on
man.
here.
Thank you so much.
And you a baller?
I'm an
better play the game.
undercover
Okay.
baller.
Well, now the world
Yes.
knows, so you ain't undercover no more.
Well, we don't see her that
Don't
much. We
tell
see me all the
anyone,
time.
guys.
All right.
I wear these on my days off.
I want those. How much do they cost? I don't even know what ball of stuff costs.
PLUGHITZlive.com/monster.
Who?
PLUGHITZ Live, our show. PLUGHITZlive.com/monster.
All right, so you teamed up with them.
They are our sponsors.
Yeah.
That's business. We want to teach that on Ballers Life.
Yeah.
Instead of just and Ballers, some of them
They
are
love
dumb.
these, don't they? Yeah.
But you know what? You know what happens with the baller? The baller buys them because he can, and then he wears them, and he don't realize that he should be getting paid to wear them.
Yeah.
That's the stuff we want to
That
teach.
is
So
it.
you guys
That's it.
understand it. All right.
Thank you
I'm
very
going to get
much.
a pair for real.
Do it, yeah.
All right.
PLUGHITZlive.com/monster.
All right.
Thank you very much. Have a good
And
rest
who's
of your
this?
show.
Nancy behind me?